All right, gang. Good evening. I know it's late, but I want to get this video out before the week is up. I believe this is going to be our week 3 review. So let's hit it right quick. All right. So currently we have a value of 30,000, almost 30.5. 2 weeks ago, we was at 21,000. So in 2 weeks, we've recouped about 10,000 of our equity or our account value. All right. So let's see where we at. All right. So live right now, we're currently up $300 in the past hour. For the day, we're up $161. No, for the day, we're up $869 for the day, almost 3%. For the week, we are up $3,800, 14.26% for the past week. For the month, we are down $2,100, almost 7%. For the 3-month average, we are down $826 for 2.63%. Year to date, we are down just $300, almost 1%. For the past year, we are down $171, almost 1%. And all time, we are down $8,000. 2 weeks ago, we was down right at $18,000. So we've made 10K recovery. All right, so let's review our individual stocks and positions, the ones that include just our dividends. All right, so first on the list is Mr. CONY. All right, so Mr. CONY, we have a market value of just a little bit over $30,000 invested, or market value, not necessarily invested, because there's a negative 36. So actually, it's about almost $3,300, a little bit over $3,300. All right, today's returns a little bit over $1,400. The overall return on this account for CONY is down $3,600. Our average cost is $1,475. We have 2,300 shares with a portfolio density of almost 54%. So that's where we stand with CONY. Let's see here. Our most recent dividend payout was 16, 69, and 12. And we haven't bought any shares since September the 9th. We may more likely are going to probably wait to the dividend payout and maybe consider adding a small position back to this, maybe 25 shares or 10. All right. So next on the list is YMAX. YMAX is currently at $17.78. You have a market value of $42.38. We're up just a little bit. We're down almost $6. We have an average cost of $20.16, and we have just 2.38 shares with a portfolio density of 0.08. This is something that we're considering adding to. I'm probably going to wait and see what their consistent weekly payouts versus my QDTE position that I have as weekly payout. So we're waiting to see. Let's see what we've had here. So where we at? Right here. All right. So our last dividend payout was September the 20th. We got 54 cents. And our previous one was 141 and 155. All right. So next on the list is YBIT. YBIT is currently at $13.57. We have a market value of just a little bit over $1,300. We have no return for the day. We have a total return, a positive return of $8. We have an average cost of $13.49. We have 100 shares. Portfolio density is at 2.42%. Average cost is $14.39. And so, yeah, we're up a little bit. That's good to see. All right, let's check out our most recent dividend history. All right, so we received a dividend on September the 9th for $72.16. And we bought 100 shares on August the 7th at an average price of $13.49. All right. Next on the list is ULTY. ULTY. Now, ULTY, I wish I had enough money to buy at least 1,000 shares worth. So I would need about $10,600 in order to do that, which I don't have available. So our market price right now is market value, is $477. We have a positive return for the day of $7.20, and we have a total negative return of $195. Average cost is $14.95. We have 45 shares, and we have a portfolio density of 0.85. So $10.60 is where we at. It's where ULTY is at, and our average price is 14. So yes, we're down. All right, let's see our dividends payout history. All right, so our most recent one was September 20th, and we had $44.21. Previous was $35.11, and our prior was $44.77. All right, moving right along. Tesla, one of the first YieldMax high yielding ETF that I purchased. The first actual was USO, which is ETN, which is an extended traded note. That was the first one that got my attention. That hey, it was monthly, it was high yielding, and I was doing about $500 to $1,000 a month in it. I sold it off once U.S. Bank bought Credit Suisse. All right, getting back to this, Tesla. Tesla is $13.57 right now. We have a market value of $2,100. We are up $36.80, and we have a total negative return of $235. Average cost is $15.01, and we have 159 shares, almost 160. Portfolio density is 3.86. Let's check out our dividend history. All right, so our most recent dividend payout was September the 9th for $130.98. Prior to that, our payout was $57.97. And then the reason why that is because we purchased 100 shares on August the 7th, and we was able to get a nice increase in our dividend contribution because we added to our share count. All right. Next on the list is our only weekly dividend. No, I think I got some YMAX. But this is our biggest position in our weekly dividend payout, which is with Round Hill Investment. All right, so currently they have a price of $42.20. We have a market value of $2,100, just a little bit over $2,100. A positive return of $3.89. A negative return of $1.36. Average price, $42.23. We have 50 shares with a portfolio density of 3.77%. Let's look at our dividend history. We had a dividend payout on September the 20th for $9.77. Our most recent one was September the 13th for $22.28. And prior to that was September the 6th for $16.47. Be nice to have $100 paid out, but we ain't got our share count up there yet. But I don't know about this one. We got it. We probably considering putting this in the YieldMax, but YMAX and YMAG, All right, so our next big granddaddy is Misty. Misty is a killer. Misty is a beast right now. And with Bitcoin on the rise and MicroStrategy on the rise, I think their CEO bought some more Bitcoin. So, man, this might be getting ready to take off. I think the Fed chairman's got a report on Thursday. So we're going to see how this is going to fare out. All right, so right now we got $23.23. We have a market value of just over $16,000. We're currently up $511 for 3.2%. Total return, $800. We're up $800.45 for 5.39%. Average cost is $22.33. 700 shares. Portfolio density is 29.43. So you see that my two biggest portfolio density lies in CONY and MSTR, which is about 75% of my portfolio. So now let's check out our dividend history. All right, so on September the 10th, let's see here at, is that right? No, this was a buy. So we bought 200 shares on September the 10th at $20.43. Our most recent dividend payout history was September 9th for $779.72. All right, so prior to that, we had purchased 80 shares at 1907. All right, so this purchase and that purchase was 280 shares added on to what I had previous, which I think it was 520 shares, I think, or either 400. I think it was 420 shares. So that put us now currently at 700 shares, and we have a greater share count. So we're expecting a huge dividend payout with MSTR. All right, so next is a Defiance ETF. Yes, it's not YieldMax. I mix it up a little bit. So IWM here, we have a market value. Well, it's currently at $37.45. We have a market value of $322.14. We have a positive return of $2.75 and a negative total return of $170.49. We have an average price of $57.27. Yes, we need to bring this down. We need to bring it down. We might do it tomorrow because get that average price down to about $45. All right, so we have 8.6 shares. So yes, it wouldn't be a lot to do that. We may consider that if I'm not busy tomorrow. All right, let's look at our dividend history. The first one we have September the 5th for $31.58. And of course, they had a split, a 3-for-1 split back in August. All right, moving right along. We have a IYY for $9.11. We have a portfolio value of $182.20. We're down 60 cents. We have a total negative return of $155.80. Average cost of $16.90. And we have a share count of 20, portfolio value of less than 0.5%. Let's check our dividend history. All right, so let's see here. All right, so our most recent one was $7.21. Prior to that, $7.14. And prior to that, $7.94. All right, so that's where we stand with AIYY. All right, last but not least, and it's not a dividend a dividend ETF or a stock of YieldMax or Round Hill or Defiance. Bam, it's AMC. Yes, I'm a hidden 8. I know y'all didn't know this, but yes, I am an 8. I've been with AMC since I think 2020 or 2021. Right after GameStop ran up, AMC was plugged to be the next one to move. All right, so let's review. $4.75. Have a market value of just over $1,400. We have a negative day return of $3 and total negative return of $4,305.33. Our average cost is $19.10. We have 300 shares with portfolio density of 2.5%. And yes, we would love to get this average cost down. But in order to do that, I'm going to have to eliminate my margin to get it back to zero before I can actually purchase, because to buy some of this right here is 100%. And I don't want to do that with my little small balance on hand that I got buying power. All right, so that's going to conclude it. That's going to conclude our portfolio week 3 review. I'm out. You all have a nice one. Let's make this money. I'm out.